Long time no see. Welcome to, this is, I almost said Haneda Airport. This is JFK Terminal 7. We're heading out back to Haneda Airport in Tokyo on this flight, and I'm pretty excited. You might know this as the ANA Pokémon flight, and that's what I know it too as, because it's right over there. And I've never ridden on this one. I've done the Star Wars ones in the past, and they had a Yoda welcome us on board. So this is going to be pretty exciting to see and to ride. I don't know what makes this any different. Let's see if I could zoom in a little bit further. Wow, that's really cool. All right, I'm a little excited about this. I showed Leo this picture, this plane in the thumbnail, the photo. He's like, ooh, and he doesn't even know what Pokemon are really, but he was still pretty impressed by it. So over the last 25 days, I didn't really stream much of anything. I didn't stream anything except something to our Patreon supporters. Thank you. You know, when you come home and you visit family and you leave for vacation, I don't know. It's harder to do stuff, and I was pretty ambitious and thought and wasn't able to get out all any content on this channel since a stream from Haneda when we left 25 days ago. I can't believe it's the 30th. We actually, when you fly from New York to Tokyo, you lose an entire day. So we're gonna be leaving here at 1 p.m. It's flight NH109, and we arrive at 5 p.m. on the 31st of December, just 7 hours before the new year, which is crazy. I asked if the flight was full and they said, so we might even have an entire row to ourselves, but the three of us are all sitting together in economy this time. There is Leo and Kanai over there just trying to survive it. Let's go over there and get their impressions. And I want to show you some of the video that I didn't show you from our trip. Just some of the snippets over the last few weeks here.
Hi.
That smells really sweet.
Hi.
Hello, hi. What are you doing? So, how was America?
Me?
Yeah.
It was so much fun with staying with family. And I'm so happy. Leo was really happy to be here too. He loved the food here. He ate more than
It's wet.
in Japan actually.
Did you put this in your mouth
Oh my
first?
God.
That's nasty. See, Leo had a really good time here, and he spoke a lot of English, didn't he? That was
Yeah,
good.
he speaks well. He speaks well.
Yeah. It's good. The next 14 hours are going to be a challenge, but we will get through. We have snacks. You know, what was really fun was this suitcase, don't you think? This, what do they call it? The Jet Kids, I think. Right? You can see Leo's trying to ride. He's still not big enough for it, but he's holding on to dear life. You could do just for really short trips, and then he's walking it again. But he's having more fun wheeling his own suitcase. And I like that. He's taking personal responsibility for the items that he's bringing on the flight. That's kind of a big deal. You want to say hello to everybody?
Hello, hi.
Bradshaw Studio. You got a mouth open. Terminal 7 is a very unusual project here, because this was actually the original terminal for British Airways and a lot of flights coming in. But since most of the airlines here have gone to Terminal 8, Terminal 7 is pretty much empty. So TSA took. Hey, Tedster's here. That's not funny. Thank you, Tedster. TDSDR is in the house. Terminal 7 is pretty much empty. There's some good things and bad things about it. I think you need to know. Terminal 7 has a lounge for ANA, but the thing is,
No,
The lounge
Don't do
is
that.
it's the old British Airway lounge. Hey, Lilac Peach is here. Hey. So, it's not so great, the lounge in Terminal 7. However, it's not so crowded either, which is a good thing. And you can pay $65 to get in if you're in economy class. We came here with premium economy and we're leaving with economy. It was weird. Like, for some reason, we couldn't book premium economy going back, even though it's completely empty. Like, it's literally the flight, I think they said it was like 30% full. I think it's just because of the time of year. The best time to go back to Japan is on the end of the year, because it's just the flights are typically like really empty. Who do we have here in the house? Hey AJ, have a safe flight back home to John. You're welcome. Yeah, thank you. I have not live streamed in 25 days. I feel a little bit rusty. But let me show you a little bit of the inside of Terminal 7. Now, Terminal 8 is the new one. British Airways is over there now, and a lot of the traffic is over there. So this place is really quiet. Say hello, hi.
Hello, hello.
Gumi.
Did Ohio State win the game against Missouri? No, they did not.
Pika, pika, pika.
What does that mean? All right, we're going to leave Leo. All right. All right, see you, Leo. All right, I want to show you. I want to just show you how dead it is around here in Terminal 7. It's really quiet. Leo's coming with me. All right. He needs to get some exercise. There's a food court here. There's no Starbucks, nothing like that. There's no real like brand shops in here. There's a couple of duty-free shops, but they're really basic. There's a cafe and a wine bar here, but again, it's very, very basic stuff. And this is where we're waiting, and we're about 45 minutes before the flight, and there's like nobody here. Usually this is completely packed, and there's just a handful of people. Of course, this being New York, there's a Hudson's, which is a ridiculously overpriced store with $7 water, and it's just, when you compare it to the last live stream, when you compare this to, and by the way, Tedster, some of that's going into buying snacks for the plane, because we had some things kind of confiscated by the security, some snacks. It's not a big deal, but we can restock here a little bit. So thank you for that. But everything is really expensive, and if you compare this to the last live stream I did at 7-Eleven, like, this is why that live stream has like 70,000 views. It's because it is so rare to find a convenience store with normal prices inside of an airport after security at the gate. And that's what Haneda Airport has, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, I think you don't know. And we got a thumbs up from Tester. We really appreciate it. The Hudson stuff, they don't even put prices on a lot of the things in here. So I don't even know how much it costs. But I do like this NYPD stuff here. This is so cool. Support the guys and gals in blue. So I wanted to get a toothbrush, but look, there's no prices on there. I don't even know how much the toothbrush costs. So I'm hesitant to even ask. Oh look, Air Force One. There's some small toys here, but there's not a lot. We were able to get some snacks and some fruits over there, and Leo got these gummies, things that smell like they're made of complete and pure sugar. Whatever. Survival on a flight that's 14 hours long with a toddler, it's just whatever you can do to survive is important. That's it. Something sweet? All right, that's cool. All right, screen time on a tablet, that's fine. Keep watching, as long as you don't scream or go out of control. Do whatever you can do. Hey, the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. Is it buy one, get one free? Oh, you never can read those, right? The NYPD sweatshirts look pretty cool, though. Wish they had those FBI female body inspector shirts. Could always use one of those. the I Love New York mugs. Always good to have. Yeah, and you can see there's the water there. $7. It's but yeah, we've had a really good time here. Get a mug for pig. What does that mean? We've had a really good time here. We came 25 days ago, and one of the things that Kanai did was she got into the kitchen. This is my mom and dad's kitchen, and she made gyoza for everybody. 100 gyoza, and this might have been one of the highlights. Just that's a lot of meat for 5 people. The gyoza looked really good, and then while we were eating it, here's a quick picture of it. And while we were eating it, here's Leo. He fell asleep in the middle of eating the gyoza. It's hilarious. Look at this. There's a gyoza. Jet lag. Jet lag hit us really hard. It hit Leo really hard. He would fall asleep around 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I tried to give him a shower, and that was really odd because we're used to doing baths here in Japan. So he didn't like showers. So he would stand with his hands against the end of the shower and let the hot water hit his back, and I'd be in there with him, and I would shampoo his head. He's not used to the showers because we take baths in Japan, so that was kind of a culture shock. It was fun. It was funny, and hey, Gil's here. Hey, Gil. Hope you enjoyed U.S. holidays. Oh, thank you. Actually, Gil, I wanted to get in touch with you because in January I'm going to have tons of time, and I would love to talk to you about your book. Finally, it's been ages, and if you missed it, Gil has a book out about Japanese food that's really good. And if you didn't get it for Christmas, it's something maybe you could treat yourself with in January for sure. But Gil, I want to talk to you about it. It was a good read, and I'm so sorry I haven't been able to catch up with you, but it's nice to see you here. Award-winning Denver-based journalist, is that right? Congratulations on that too, Gil. So yeah, you know, it was the first couple of weeks was really hard, and I think with the jet lag and the fact that we were sick, we had caught a cold when we arrived here, probably on the flight or something, or maybe just before the flight. So we felt really bad with the jet lag. So it just knocked us on our backs, and we never really recovered because then there's so many obligations, family parties and events that we had to do, driving around. We were just tired around from driving all the time. In America, everything is very far away, so I wasn't able to do exactly everything I wanted to with the Go channel. However, with that said, I was able to release 2 episodes. Check this out. So this is the Japanese school uniform ones, and this one dropped with my friend Matt Alt. I don't know if you guys have seen these 2 episodes. I was still working, and it has decided just to focus on the editing, which was, I think, a good idea. And the Japanese Toys episode, I think, is really special because it came out just a little bit after Christmas. There's a little bit of audio problems that I was able to fix for the most part. And the school uniform episode is just, I think that's gonna do a little bit better once school is back in session, like in September, when we go to back to school stuff. Because there's a debate that we do in the US a lot. But these 2 episodes are now out, and you can check them out on the Only in Japan main channel. I'd really appreciate it if you did. I was able to work with my good friend Matt Alt. This guy knows so much about, another journalist here, he knows so much about Japan, and it's just like different stuff than me. I'm traveling all around. I know a lot about the geography and the events and things like this. Matt knows about the pop culture and the toys and the things that makes Japan special from a subculture point of view, but it's more than that. Matt just has an amazing, and we both have an amazing general knowledge of Japan based on being here for like 20 years or more. And it was so cool that he flew with me to Hokkaido for this episode. I think you're gonna really like it if you check it out on the main channel. We put a lot of love into it. I think this is the opening for it. We put a lot of love into this one, and I think we found Nintendo's first toy before they actually made video games, if you can believe that. It's a pretty amazing episode. So if you can, try to check that out. We also learned that Leo has a new favorite food, and Hello Hi 821 will like this. He loves burritos now, and we couldn't pry it away from him. Let's see here. Yeah, we couldn't get the burrito away from him at Chipotle. That's Kanai's burrito. We didn't even get him one, and we were in shock that Leo would not give the burrito back, and he ate most of it. So yeah, we ended up getting his own burrito from now on, and they're big, and he eats them. So now he's got a new favorite food, which is really cool, I guess. So we ended up eating at Chipotle like 3 times because that's what he wanted. We don't have Chipotle in Japan, not yet anyways. But we're happy to see that he found a food that he liked from America besides pizza and burgers and stuff. Must be hard to get burritos in Japan. Not so much. They're about, I'd say they're like a little bit more expensive, but they're maybe 40% smaller, but they're more expensive. So you can get them in Tokyo, but it's very hard outside of the cities. There's an Australian chain called Gomez or something, and they're pretty good. GYG, yeah. Peso writes it in there. They've got a shop in Harajuku as well as Shibuya and one other place, I think, that I saw them, and they're pretty good, but they're a little pricey and small, and they're very tight with their condiments now. Guzman y Gomez. Yeah, thank you, Peso. They're pretty good. Frijoles is a local chain, and they're pretty good too. They will make some massive size ones, but you pay for it, I think. But they're pretty good. It's not the same. Chipotle's still superior, I think. I don't know why. Maybe they've just been doing it for a lot longer. I don't know. But yeah, we had a really good trip here. And I think riding this flight, riding the Pokemon plane is going to be really cool. And I'll report back to you when we get there about what it was like. Yeah, and yeah, maybe this is something we're taking. I don't know if you can pick the flight. I don't know if you can pick the flight. And again, our terminal here is pretty empty. But there's a Star Wars ANA flight and there's a Pokemon one, and I'll let you know what it's like when we arrive in Tokyo 14 hours later, 5 p.m. Japan time on the 31st, 7 hours before New Year's Eve. And yes, I do plan to take you I might go to Shibuya. They canceled New Year's Eve at Shibuya, so there's no countdown party at Shibuya. I think they're getting away from that, but I'm gonna do a live stream probably at Shibuya asking the question, should Tokyo have a New Year's countdown thing like New York, Sydney, and all the other places? Should they establish one? Because CNN would always show Shiba Park right outside of Tokyo Tower as the countdown spot, because Tokyo Tower would read the New Year and it was one of the symbols of the city. And then they moved it to Shibuya Hachiko Scramble, but they're not officially doing it this year. So I was asked tentatively to be MC of some sort of New Year's show that they were going to be, or one of the reporters for a New Year's show that the city, Tokyo Conventions was going to put on, but because we're arriving back in Tokyo so late, I couldn't take that job on. I think they're doing that in Shinjuku in front of the Tokyo Metropolitan Building. So that could be where Tokyo's doing a countdown thing, but they don't really have an established countdown thing. So maybe one of the streams that I do when I come back is going to be at Shibuya talking about should Tokyo have a designated countdown event like the rest of the world. And then of course at midnight, I will do my very best to find an interesting spot and do the countdown with you. We didn't do any live streams in December, so I gotta kind of make up for it. If you're not doing live streams, the channel sort of hurts as a result of that. But one last time, I'll take you out and let me show you. Let me show you the Pokemon flight. Here, and this is the flight we'll be on in about 30 minutes if we get a chance to board. JFK Terminal 7 also doesn't have parking. It is super inconvenient in many ways, but because there's few flights from here, it's super convenient with security, and it's so laid back. And today, if you want to get a flight with very few people on it, always fly on the 29th, 30th, or 31st from America, and it's very few people. It's always been like that. All right, any questions before we end this? I told Kanai I would just do a 10-minute live stream, and we're 21 minutes into it. There's not a lot for me to do here except wait.
May I have your attention, please? For
Sure.
your safety and security, please do not leave baggage unattended. Unattended baggage will be removed immediately, turned over to security.
That's such a New York announcement. The voice, the narrator. I think that's the same guy who does the subway announcements. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else to add. If you have any questions here. Flight time is about 14 hours. Because we're going against the jet stream, they go up to Alaska and then come down, avoiding, Russia. So it might even be a little bit longer as a result of it. Prism is good, Carrie. This app does a good job. They asked me to review it, the guys at Prism over there at Naver. So I might do something on that. I'll see if they're still game. Flight leaves at 1:05, so we should be boarding any moment. We should be boarding pretty soon here. A lot of the people on the flight, their final destination isn't even Tokyo. The flight goes on to other locations, to Singapore, typically. Yeah, outgoing from the U.S. is nearly empty. And when I came here, the flight was nearly empty on December 5th. And you want to know why? Flight prices are just too high, I think. So there's not a lot of people that want to fly ANA. They go the other budget airlines, which is smart. Yeah. I'm looking at you. I'm seeing if there's any like last minute questions. No. All right. So I'll see you. Thanks, guys. I hope everybody had a really good holiday, belated Christmas, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays message. And I will be doing live streams a lot more over the next couple of weeks to try to make up for blatant lack of activity. Every now and then you need to take a break. I did not plan for it to be for this long, but here we are. And Kanai is still considering doing some Japanese lessons, which would be really cool. Thanks for the feedback for everybody on Patreon, and I apologize we weren't able to get onto that, but we will swing back into this as we approach 2024. 2 new episodes on the main channel. Leave me a message there, and I will respond to you when I get back to Tokyo in 15 hours from now. Give me something to do. I love to hear from you in the messages and the comments there. Until then, we'll see you, and have the best flight that we can have with a toddler for 14 hours to Tokyo's Haneda Airport. At least it's not a long trip back home from Haneda compared to Narita, but both airports are pretty good. Mata ne.